Hello, everybody. I've told y'all about working closely with the cast of Dukes of Hazzard for many years, and I've told a little story about each one of them. Well, here's the one I want to talk about with me and John Snyder. John was doing an event for hurricane victims, just collecting up toilet paper, water, canned goods, stuff like that. I was out there with him when the sheriff himself called me, which is a good friend of mine, and he was running for re-election, and he said, "You think you can get John Snyder to hold up one of my vote for Steve Page signs?" And I said, "Well, hold on a minute. Let me ask John." And John said, "Yes. Tell him to come on out here." And John said, "So you know the sheriff?" And I said, "Yes. He's a good friend of mine." So sheriff comes on out. John holds up a sign with him. And they take a picture. Well, then the chief deputy, which is also a good friend of mine, shows up. Ends up taking a picture with John and the sheriff. Next thing I know, I got the guy that's running for judge. He says, "Can you get me a picture with John?" And I said, "Yeah, I don't think that'd be no problem." And I said, "John, good friend of mine, another good friend of mine that's running for the judge here is wondering if you'd take a picture." And he said, John Snyder said, "Man, you seem to know everybody." I said, "John, this is a small town. I grew up here. I've been here most all my life. And yes, I know everybody. Everybody knows me." Well, anyway, we get the guy running for judge, which is in the brown shirt, tan, yellowish brown shirt right there. He comes on out, and we get a picture with John. The guy on the right here, in the white shirt, the big guy, he is Sergeant of the White County Sheriff's Department. He is also a really, really good friend of mine. And John said, "It just blows my mind that you know all these people." And I said, "John, I told you, I know everybody." Well, I think it was as we was taking this picture right here. We're pretty close to where a road comes by. Anyway, one of the county trucks come driving by that hauls the convicts in it, taking them out for trash duty to pick up trash. And as we're taking this picture right here, one of the convicts leans out the window of the truck and yells, "Hey, man." And I yell back at him, and John Snyder said, "Boy, I reckon you do know everybody, from the sheriff to the chief deputy to the judge to the sergeant of the sheriff's department, right down to the convicts." I said, "That's right, John. I told you, I know everybody in this here little town, or everybody knows me." That's just a little story I thought I'd share with you guys this morning. Hope everybody has a great day. I'll be back again, do more videos, and I'll do you some more stories of the cast of Dukes of Hazzard. If you guys like this kind of stuff, just hit me up in the comments and let me know. You guys have a great day.